Okay, we're up on the finishing straight. American Car Day is in full swing here at Brooklands, and we've got an absolutely beautiful Chevrolet truck, and we have Brian here, who is the owner. Hi, Brian.
Hello there, nice to meet you.
You too. This is absolutely immaculate, isn't it?
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Is it all your own work?
It is, yeah. I can't take the credit for the spray work. That was done by a very good friend of mine. But apart from that, everything else was done at home. So it was a very interesting project. Got it in from Sarasota, Death Valley, California. Very original. Just everything, all the paint was flat, all the rubbers were perished. It was just, but very well preserved in their sun. So we basically took it all apart and systematically shot blasted, powder coated the chassis, and then just rebuilt it from the ground up. Really.
So, what year is this one?
It's 1950.
So, it's a 1950 Chevrolet
3100 half-ton pickup.
Okay.
Step side as well, they call it.
A step side, right? What does that mean?
Just basically, I think it means it's got the steps down
Steps
the
on
side.
the side.
Yeah, so I think it's as simple as that. But it's
Probably,
it's a half-ton truck. That was the
Right. I mean, it is immaculate. So it was basically fairly rust-free.
totally rust-free. It was just absolutely the paint was just totally flat. That was where it had been burnt, and it had gone a pinky colour, with the sun when it had just burnt it. But it had preserved it. It was great, and it was original. Everything was on there. Every nut and bolt that you took apart, you just broke the thread, and it just undone with your fingers. It was a relatively easy restoration.
Is this something you do?
No, it was just a hobby. Just a hobby. I started with the bikes, doing the Harleys, and I just fancied doing something a bit more interesting, and I took this on. It took up a lot more space than I expected, I must admit.
Yeah, it was not a small vehicle,
no,
is it?
But
let's have a walk down the side.
You take all the wings and the part. It really does take up some space, but...
yeah, a lot of space. 3100, is that the engine size?
That's the body style, the 3100. It's a 3.6 straight six.
Straight six.
And the 3.1 is meaning it's a half ton, and I believe if it's a 3/4 or if it's a ton, then those numbers increase.
Right, okay. But you've certainly done a lot of work here, and we can see it really as we walk around the side of it. It is absolutely immaculate, and it's got a lovely Harley Davidson in the back.
It has a 1954 Panhead, which is also very desirable nowadays. It's the 50 years of anniversary of Harley Davidson. That's why it's got the gold badge on the front fender.
Okay.
And it was the turning point for Harley. This is when they went from the Springer forks and they went to hydraulic forks, and the gear change is on the floor with the hand clutch rather than the foot clutch.
Right.
So the idea was to try and keep up with the Chinese market, because English bikes were becoming unreliable, and the Japanese stuff was apparently more popular because it was leak free and it had hydraulic forks, and they were just more reliable. So Harley had to step up the game, what I can make of it, to try and compete. So this was their sort of turning point to match the English and the Japanese stuff. With the forks and the foot gear change, which makes it easier to ride, because I've got a couple of Springer, and they are a bit quirky with a foot, hand gear change and foot clutch, where this was more like we're used to nowadays.
So are the bikes your first love, really, rather than the Chevy?
I don't know. To be honest, I love them all, really. The bikes are easier to work on because they take up less space, and they're easier to take apart and put back together. But where the truck, as I say, did take up a lot of space, but they were both enjoyable to do. I don't regret doing any of them.
It is excellent. Can we have a quick look inside?
You carry on,
there?
yeah, feel free.
Taking a look in here now. What do we got in here? Shotgun on the back there, just in case, I guess. Nice shotgun in the back there, just in case.
Actually, that is an 1898. Now, what was that? Apparently, it was the sort of one that they would use in back in the Boer War or something. It was.
Really?
It's an original. It's an antique gun. Yeah, and it's decommissioned because apparently you can't get the bullets for it anymore, which so it makes it naturally decommissioned.
Probably just as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just a bit of fun. I'll take you down as a rule when we're driving along.
Yeah. Probably don't want that in the back window.
No, probably doesn't.
On the M25.
Probably doesn't look too good, does it? But for something like this, it's just a bit of fun.
Yeah, absolutely, for shows.
Absolutely.
Well, it does look fantastic. So
Well,
thanks
thank
very
you.
much for showing us around.
Thank you for expressing an interest.
Thank you,
Lovely.
Ryan.
Thank you.